Hello. Hi,
Hello.
everyone.
How's everybody doing? Let me see. I don't see a chat. So that's a problem. Hold on. Hmm. I need a chat.
I see the chat.
I don't.
Yes, I
Well,
do.
who's here? I don't see it. I'm glad you
I
see it. I don't
it's
see it.
it's because my button has my face, then the chat, and then a private chat between us on the restream.
No. Well,
And plus,
okay.
I have my other device in here. We have 20 souls in here.
All right.
Hello,
Well,
everyone.
that's irritating me though, because I have to find a chat. Oh, here we go. I got it. There they
Happy
are.
Veterans Day, everyone.
Absolutely. I think I put it up enough on all the social medias today. I went a little crazy with the Happy Veterans Day everywhere.
I'm a
Did
little
something really
under the
beautiful.
weather in Madison.
Yeah, she's not feeling so good. It's the fall sickness, right? Everybody seems to get it around Thanksgiving too. I don't know what it is about
Yeah.
Thanksgiving. Hello, open your eyes. We are here. Ha ha ha. Monty, shut it. Okay.
Hi, Faustine. Hi, everyone. I hope everyone had a good day.
It was okay. I cleaned a lot of stones until it started pouring, and then that was it. That was the end
We
of
got
today.
rain last night, Nikki.
Good. So no more fires? You probably need a
Please.
lot more. Mm.
It's gonna be dry for the rest of the week.
Oh, jeez. Well, I'm
Sorry.
hoping it is so I can get out there and clean some more. But yeah, that's what we
Thank
did
you.
today. And I had pizza with Doc. I don't know if you guys saw the picture, but I had a little pizza with Doc and Josephine. So that was really cool. I was like, oh, too bad he's not alive to have a bite. But I told him how good
But
it was.
he's German though.
Yeah, they don't eat pizza?
No,
Oh, is it
they
called
eat
something else?
sausage and like sauerkraut.
Uh, I don't think that's all they eat.
Oh no, I'm sorry. It's not sausage. It's bratwurst. If that's
Bratwurst?
bratwurst,
Yeah,
whatever. I
but
think I'm saying it wrong.
if they lived in New York, they had to have pizza. Come on.
I guess true.
If they're in Germany, that's a little different story, but I think he liked it. If he had it, he'd love it. Who's under the weather? I'm sending hugs. Carolina is. She's not feeling so good.
Me, I'm not
My
feeling so hot.
my body hurts, but that's a usual thing. That's usual. So, guys, this
Bratwurst.
is what we're talking about tonight. Is you saw it, Death Planning 101. Okay. We don't know a lot about it. I have a whole bunch of pictures for you. We're gonna go over some stuff, and hopefully, it makes you feel a little bit more comfortable if something happens in your family. It's good to be prepared. If you don't know anything and you're already grieving, that's the worst time to try to plan something. Obviously,
Yeah.
yes, it gets your mind off of the grieving a little bit, but not really. You know what I mean? It's going to be a struggle. So we're
Yeah,
hoping to help
yeah.
you with that. Go ahead.
And to help you make better decisions because a lot of funeral homes like to take advantage of your vulnerability. So,
True. You saw that video, right?
yeah.
I think I sent you a video on something like that, and they were like, "Be careful because if they see a grieving person come in and they're just like, yeah, that's fine, because you're so upset, and then all of a sudden it's like $12,000, and you meant to only spend four, that's how
Yeah.
it happens. We don't want that. We don't want that to happen. So, let me see. Should I wait a little bit longer before I go to the first scene,
Um,
or what?
we got 24 souls in here. I don't
Yeah,
know if you want to wait.
yeah. Maybe we'll just wait a little bit longer because
Let me put
usually
it
up a
on
little higher than
Discord.
that. I did already. I did, but people are eating dinner, and we keep picking 7 o'clock when we probably should pick 8 o'clock for these. But what do you
No,
do?
I'm gonna put it like a all thing. I'm gonna
I
put
did that.
everyone. I don't see it.
It's under my going live.
Well, I'm just saying live on. Well, I'm gonna do it twice.
Share it out, guys. If you know somebody in YouTube that wants to come over and hang out and chat with us, share it out
Yeah,
for us.
I'm gonna share it right now. I'm on my other device, by the way, so I can thumbs up. Otherwise, it won't let me do it.
And I know this is probably a sensitive subject for a lot of people. A lot of people, like my mom, okay? She's a very spiritual person and stuff, but she feels like if she talks about death, that it's drawing it to her and that she's gonna die. I'm like, you're gonna die no matter what. It doesn't matter. You know what I mean? I try to calm her down, but I'm like, come on, Ma. You know, you have to talk about it. So finally, I convinced her to do, which I'm going to show you right now in this checklist. I actually convinced her of it. She had a few glasses of wine. Don't get me wrong. I had to get her
Aw.
loosened up. But after that, we sat down and we did the checklist. Okay. So I'm going to go right to the first one. We're going to go right to the checklist and we'll talk as people come in.
This will
All
also
right.
be in the description.
Yep, it's in the description box, guys. This is a downloadable PDF. It's free, okay? Let me put this over. Oh, hey Carolina. You don't even look sick. You look beautiful. See? What's wrong with her?
No.
Okay, this is what it looks like. This is just a little part of it though, but it's going to ask you a lot of questions. So you're going to sit there with your mom, dad, whoever, your sister, and you're going to say, okay, tell me everything. This is just part of it. It's a final wishes. I'm going to bring you to this screen actually. Jump Carolina off of there because this one's a little bit more informative. So it starts with your name, your address, normal shit, right? Then it goes into your next of kin. You got to make sure you have that person as like a representative. So it could be anybody, but you should have two because if that representative dies, you're going to need a backup. All right. So make sure you have two people written on this paper.
I guess I'm screwed then.
Well, you could have like
I
an
only have
aunt.
I only have one kid.
Yeah, but your sister could be a
She's
representative.
she's old. I mean, that's true. I probably died before her, but
Exactly. Come on, we don't know when we're gonna die. So your next of kin, you got to have that on there. Then you go into real important, your passwords. Nobody knows your damn passwords. So like you have a computer and you have, let's say you pay your bills and things like that with these password protected things. You got to have at least something written down for somebody in a lockbox kind of thing or whatever, with passwords and stuff like that. Then you go into what kind of funeral you want. You start talking about cremation, burials. What kind of clothes do you want to wear? God, I'm trying to think of everything I went into it with her. Um, Place of burial, I said that already. Oh, funeral homes. Even people are very particular about their funeral homes. It's weird, but yeah, they are. Do you want a 1 day funeral or do you want a 3 day funeral? There's so much
I didn't
that
know
you get
about
to
the
choose
3-day
from.
funeral. That's interesting.
Italians do 3 day funerals. It's
Yeah?
yeah, yeah. It's annoying. It really is. It's a little much,
Is
but
it like the 2 days wake and then the burial?
they used to let me say this. They used to do it. Now they're not as bad. Now they're trying to fit it in 1 day, but they used to do yes. The first one was go to the house and bring the food and cry.
Oh, the
The second
repast.
one, yeah, yeah. And then you even with the casket, you would go by the house and do a whole circle around the house with the hearse. Like a parade. You parade the dead around the block. You never heard of that?
No.
Yeah, you can pass like schools if you wanted to do that, go to a park if you want to do that. You can bring that body anywhere that you want to bring it to. Wait, let me read the chat here. Where do you find this? So Madison, it's in my description box. Okay, so when after the live, go into my description box in the YouTube on this, live in particular, and I have it right there for you. Just click it. I got a clickable link for you. Half time I don't remember my passwords. You better write it down, Sue. Yes, music. What kind of music you want? Well, who you want reading? Which call it's for you? If you want, if it all depends if you're Catholic too. Don't forget. Irish people, they put them in the corner. They set up, Uncle Johnny, whatever, and they put them in the corner, and they all drink for hours.
Oh,
That's a good way to save money.
man, that sounds like that's awesome, man. Everybody
Everybody's
drink to me.
Yeah,
Take
and
shots.
everybody's happy, Carolina. It's not sad. You know what I
Yeah, no,
mean?
I like that.
They talk about the person and what, their different experiences with them. It's really nice actually compared to what I've seen. In Italy, it's 24 hours and you get buried. They don't embalm. Yes, Joanne, but also in Italy, and other places like that, you're just renting, the space. We're gonna get into that in a little bit, about renting the space. It's not actually your space for eternity. So, okay, we got this. The PDF, all right? Everybody should download it. Everybody should do this. It just takes the pressure off the family that they know your exact wishes. Okay?
Yeah.
Good. jump right to the next one. Takes a minute.
You're there.
Oh wow, that was fast. Okay, so this one is like a funeral checklist. That's exactly what it is, right? And it tells you. You make the calls, you notify the authorities, the friends, family, employer. Employer is pretty important too because they expect them to show up the next day and boom, no, heart attack, things like that, they're not going to show up. Find the will. The will's important because,
Hmm.
you don't want to be fighting over the will and trying to find it and see, if somebody changed it while that one was in the
Wouldn't
hospital.
you have to go to the lawyer?
People keep a copy of their will a lot of times, and then the lawyer would keep a copy.
Okay.
So, you probably would want both, and really get on that immediately kind of thing. It sucks to even think of that, but it's
Yeah.
necessary, especially if you have a family that fights, you have to
Oh,
really be careful.
true.
Eh,
Who's getting grandma's toaster?
yeah, exactly.
I am.
I, you laugh, but I'm gonna tell you a story. My grandmother, okay, and she was old in her 90s, and she passed away, and that family fought over the everything in that house. It was like vultures. And I was like, oh my God, I was young. I'm like, what the hell's going on? I'm like, why is everybody like this? And they're like, yeah, anything worth money, they were going after. So that definitely can happen. You can even do wills online. Yeah, absolutely. You could do a lot of free stuff. So definitely research it before paying somebody because
Don't forget you have to get like several
right.
copies of your death certificate too.
Yes, yes. I think that's in one
Is
of
that
these
on there?
pictures. I don't know. I could have swore it was in one of these pictures, but yeah, you should have at least 6 to 10 copies of a death certificate. It's to go out to insurance companies, to the maybe the church, maybe
The bank.
whatever the banks.
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
So they can
whatever
write
you
off
need it
any
for.
debt. Yeah.
So make sure you get those. All right, what else we got? The will, and look for any prepaid funeral arrangements. So some people do prepay for their stuff. They get a plot
Mm-hmm.
early. You've heard of that, right?
Yeah. They pay for their spot.
Hmm. Um, Even the stone. Some people will pick out their stone and exactly what they want, and it's already prepaid. So
Well, well, the credit cards, if that's why the death certificate having so many copies of having that is good because if you give it to the credit card company, they absolve all debt. So the family shouldn't be liable for any debt that's been unpaid.
hmm I have a guest list for my funeral. Oh, if you didn't care about me in life, you're not on it, princess.
Oh,
You know what, girl? I'm exactly the same way. I mean, exactly. I say that all the time. I'm like, if you weren't in my life, I don't want you in my death. I don't want you at my funeral, act
true.
pretending like you miss me. You know what I'm saying? And don't lie. When you come to my funeral, say I'm a bitch if I'm a bitch. In life, I'm not a friggin' saint because I'm dead now. You know what I mean? I am still
Yeah.
a sarcastic bitch, even in death. Say it, because I will haunt your ass. I want you to tell the truth about me, right?
Right?
Like,
No, that's true. I kind of want to do the same thing too. If I didn't like you in life, don't be showing up at my fucking funeral. Get the fuck out of
exactly.
here before I
Yeah.
push you out my spirit. Be like, yeah,
And I've seen that. I've seen where
yeah,
the kids are like, "You're not coming. You are not allowed in," and that is your right. You can tell those funeral directors, "I don't want certain people in there," and they are not allowed in. Just so know you have that option to do that.
yeah.
Online wills, you have to get it notarized. Yes, you do have to
Well,
still get
yeah,
it notarized. Yeah.
yeah.
They will go after the person's bank account. Yes, they will. Yes, if they have access to it. You gotta be creative there. I even have pins that prove you're invited.
Oh,
Nice. Wow.
wow,
Love
you're
it,
prepared.
princess. Yeah, right? Shit. That's my mom and dad's view. My children will not even be notified of their death. Well, okay. I mean, I don't want an obituary. I said that. I said, I don't want to be in the newspaper for what?
Yeah, me
Advertising I'm
too.
dead?
Yeah, no.
I always thought that was weird that you advertise that you're dead. I don't know. If you had a lot of out of town people or something, I get it. But I don't know. I don't get it.
So
Um,
what happens is, so if something happened to my husband's, his cards, won't it come to me?
you, Carolina, you said it won't. go to the
No,
spouse?
it shouldn't, because I looked it up online. Spouses and family members don't pick up their debt. That's why the death certificate is important. You got to show that right away. Um, or that, or talk to a lawyer, put it in writing.
You could still be creative, Melanie. Think about it. You could. But yeah, be careful, Madison, of that, Mm, just be careful of that. A lot of people will overspend if they know they're gonna die. They'll sit there and just blow up the credit cards. They will go out and do, yeah, and they're like, "Here, have a good time," and they start handing out gifts. I love those people. I'm like, I'll be your friend.
My grandfather
um,
worked for the forest company. A lot of people knew him. Yeah,
well, if you have a huge amount of friends and coworkers and stuff like that, then I get it. I understand it. Me, I am a
I wouldn't
person.
even want that.
No, I'm a person that I'm the one that hides in the corner at parties. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to be noticed. Believe it or not, people think I do. I don't. I don't want to be noticed. I'm very shy. Yeah, I'm shy. I know, but I am. Okay. And I'm an introvert, so I don't want it. I don't want the attention. If yours and your spouse's name are both on the account, then the spouse is, yes, if they're both on the account. But if just he
Yeah,
is, then, or her, I don't think it's your responsibility. Because, like, if you had student loans and shit, would that be you wouldn't pay your spouse's student loans.
no.
I don't think so. I don't know. I'm not positive. Look it up though.
Lawyer up. If anything, speak to a lawyer. I'm sure there are lawyers out there that will probably walk you through it
Yeah.
and prepare in case.
Oh, okay. You can also write your own obituary and eulogy. So I mean, for me, I don't know. You either have to be a control freak or a narcissist, I feel, to write like your own obituary. I don't know. I feel like a person close to you should know what to write with an obituary, but that's up to you. If you want to do
I
that,
probably, I probably would. I'd be like, the baddest
okay.
bitch is gone. Um,
But we're kind of control freaks, you know that. So yeah, and Aries definitely.
yeah.
Monty, I'm extremely shy. That's the funny part. You don't know. I am so shy. Make copies of the death certificate. There it is. It's right there because it's likely you'll need them for multiple occasions throughout the process. Learn about your options and have open conversations with close friends and family about what best suits your needs. Now, that goes back to the checklist that I told you guys to download. Okay. That's exactly what you want to do. Make sure people are aware that that's what you want because they're going to burn your ass if you don't tell them for sure that you want to be buried in the ground. They're going to go for the cheaper option, and that would be cremation. So, really write shit down.
Fine by
Uh,
me.
okay, where am I? I forgot where I was. Learn about your options. Okay, we got that. Determine any ceremonies or post service events such as ash. Yeah, where do you want to be scattered? That's a big one. You know,
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to show that in a minute. See, it's kind of jumping ahead here. And decide other details: flowers, music, speakers, photos, everything. You can decide with these checklists.
Whew.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
This is the same thing. This is basically saying the same thing, but I don't know why I have it on there twice, but you can see it. What type of service you want. You got to pay everybody. Don't forget, you're Catholic, you got to pay that priest. You got to pay the space for the church if you use it. The way that people are doing it now is they're just doing the chapel instead. They're not doing a whole church service. So you get away with a little bit extra, money you save on that option. And then they bury you right away because you're already there. You're already at the cemetery. If your cemetery has a chapel, that's another thing. Some don't, obviously. So there's so many variables there, but okay, let me jump right into cost.
Is it bad
Cost.
that I would put on my funeral thing that I don't want a church service?
No, why would it be bad?
I don't know. I figure people would want a church service, and I don't want it.
You just said people would want. Okay,
Yeah.
it's not about people. It's about you, right?
Yeah.
And that's where people don't understand. You have to think it's the dead person's wishes, not the family's wishes. My best friend was buried in a dress. She did not want to be in a dress. Okay, She's got to be haunting her sister. And I told her that. I said, she did not want to be in a dress. She's like, well, she's dead. She's not going to know now. Oh, my age, she's not going to
Oh,
know. She's going to know quick. Trust me. She's watching right now. And she's like, but she was already in the dress. So there's nothing we could do about it. So, yeah. Okay. Here are the funeral costs and cremation costs. This varies obviously from state to state, but you can tell that obviously a cremation is cheaper. We know this.
mhm.
All right. There's the little price list for you guys. And then look, in the past 30 years, it has risen 227%. So if you pre-plan your funeral, so in certain places you lock in the price of today. And if you do it 10 years from now, it's just going to keep going up and up and up. So it's actually
Jesus.
cheaper to do it now if you had the
To pay for
cash.
it now, right? Yeah.
A lot of people don't have that kind of cash, though. I mean, it depends on what you want, but they go up to $12,000 or more.
Just
Depends on
burn
what
me,
you pick.
baby. Burn, baby, burn. Yeah.
uh,
Maybe I
Neptune
should play
clubs.
that on my funeral.
You could. For release. Wait a minute. What? Neptune club starts relatively cheap at 1,000 for releasing your ashes. What do you mean releasing them? You mean just getting burned and giving them to you? 1,000? That's actually kind of expensive. You could get it really cheap. A cremation, because cremation fee is 350 roundabout. You don't buy a casket because they stick you in a box and burn you that way. So you don't have to worry about that. It's the urn and the cremation fee. If you can see on the screen, you won't need a hearse. You won't need any of that stuff. No embalming, nothing. Awesome, Deborah. See, good. She
I
is
have a
advocating.
POA for my dad that included healthcare directive and what he wants after death, pre-arranged funeral.
Awesome. That's great. And he wants to be spread over the water. What water, though, Melanie? You know exactly what ocean or what pond or whatever. Make sure he is detailed about where. Um, okay, so this is a good thing to talk about. Do you see what's on the screen on the left? What do you call that on the left, Carolina? Can you see it? Not the
Uh,
urn. What's on the other side?
Coffin?
Okay, she's right. That's a coffin, but a casket is actually square. Okay? So that's the difference. So when people say casket or coffin, there is a difference in the shapes of them. And a lot of people don't know that. It's more like the US has adopted, the casket shape. The casket shape. Mine's paid for. Awesome. Neptune. Still don't know what Neptune is, but okay. We're going to jump to the next one. I'll show you all my pictures quick, guys, before we just start chatting. So, what does a funeral cost? Here you go. This is just 3 states, but you could see the huge difference in Seattle, Washington, a cremation compared to Washington, D.C. I don't know what's going on in Washington, D.C., but they are super expensive to bury somebody. Look at the full service funeral, too. Arizona's 2630, but Washington, D.C. is 13,000. Why?
Crazy.
But it'll tell you different states on what's the cheapest. So, some people have actually moved, but they know they're going to die in 6 months. They moved to that state so they could get a cheaper funeral rate at another
Hey,
state. Isn't that crazy?
if you buy the urn on your own, it cuts the cost of the middleman and the price markup from the funeral home. Huh.
True. And you can even go on Walmart.com, places like that. It's crazy where you can buy Amazon. I should put it in my freaking Amazon
Man,
store.
Amazon sells caskets, man.
Girl, should I put it in my Amazon store?
Buy a casket from Amazon, from Nikki's storefront.
Oh my god, I might put urns though. That's a good idea. Oh, I think I'm gonna do that after the live. I'll throw it in there. Never know. I'd buy an urn
Girl,
off of Amazon. What the
I
hell?
would. Bedazzle the shit out of that.
Right? Yeah, you can customize it and shit. But anyway, there you go. So this is like a whole country kind of thing, and what's the least expensive and most expensive in different areas, and still obviously cremation's cheaper. Go to this one. This is where we start talking about saving money. So why is overspending so common? Because emotional impact of loss clouds the judgment of you're not thinking. You're just like thinking of grief and, you know, how much you miss that person, and they take advantage of it. So it's be careful of that. On the spot decisions, no prior knowledge or experience. This is why we're giving you this tonight. We want you to see, you know, or at least research it on your own, give you that idea in your head, say, oh, you know what? Maybe I should look into this a little bit more. Time constraints. Sometimes it's like winter, you know, you can't bury people in the winter time. The ground is frozen. So they're like, oh, geez, what are we going to do with grandma? You know what I mean? We're going to put her in the wall. We're going to store her for a little while. You got to figure all that out. You know, try to figure out ahead of time, but you
They
know,
don't
things
do
might come back.
burials during the winter time?
They don't. The ground is frozen. So, you know, they'll, sometimes they keep them in the vaults and things like that. They just, they wait till spring to, in order to
Oh,
do it.
okay.
So that's where receiving vaults come into play. Failure to price shop. We just talked about that. Get it on Amazon, right? Just like Sue said. Instead of getting it from the freaking thing, get it on Walmart, you know? Do a little price shopping. Might even get a coupon. You never know. Hey, Black Friday's coming up.
Black Friday. Black Friday deal on urns. Get yours now. You want gold, silver, bronze?
Got all your needs right here. Okay, so what can you do? Contact several funeral homes, price shop. Again, see, there's a big difference. If it's owned by a huge company compared to like a little mom and pop funeral home, you're gonna see differences there. You are gonna
Yeah.
save more if it's a company, believe it or not, because mom and pop shops, you know, they have to charge a little bit more because they can't sustain basically. So shop around for those. Price shop certain items outside of the funeral home, but that's what she's talking about. Consider embalming costs and options to avoid or reduce them, which means you could do a green burial, obviously, um, or burn, you know, burn, cremation. Hold a memorial service at a private home. This is what we're talking about, the Irish, okay? How they stick them in the corners of the living room. Have something like that, you know, and then bring them to the thing, the cemetery, whatever, and bury them the next day. Now, can I go into a quick story? Did you hear about Lisa Marie that she kept her son in the house for over 2 weeks
Oh,
after he
wow.
died? Yeah, she took care of him in the house, and the funeral place was fine with it. They're like, "Yeah, you can do that until you're ready and know where you want to put him and stuff like that." So she did. She actually took care of her dead son for 2 weeks in his. I
Oh,
think it was in
wow.
his own bedroom.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so that might be
Try
an
explaining
option.
that to the neighbors.
Where's that smell coming from? No, I don't. I think he was embalmed. I don't know the whole thing. It's in her book, I guess.
Oh,
If,
wow.
if anybody's interested, it's yeah. She says some stuff in her book about that.
They
Okay.
bury here in the winter, so I guess it depends on where you live.
Yeah, we. I know that they will not do it here in certain spots. It gets way too cold, and that you can't get down into the ground. It's so cold. So I'm not sure about that. Check with your state. Check with the your places in your state. Okay, next thing we're jumping to is caskets. There's so many different kinds, and there's so many different prices too. So obviously you guys can see it. The top one is just, I don't know, cheapest, most economy. I don't know how to say it. Budget friendly.
I
There you
guess
go.
so, yeah.
Budget friendly, and you can go all the way up to a solid copper or bronze, and it's 7,500 to 12,000 just
That's
for the
crazy.
casket.
Just to
That
bury somebody.
you're not even gonna see the casket ever again. I don't quite understand that. I, I wouldn't do that. I've always been a middle person, so I'd probably go in the middle, like the veneered wood, possibly. I probably maybe steel, but I don't think so. Which one would you pick, Carolina, if you had a choice?
Uh, I mean, do they put you in a casket when you do the wake before you get cremated?
No, well, yes. If you're actually, you don't have to buy
Like if
it.
you're
You
doing a
can rent
viewing
it.
or whatever?
You can rent it.
Okay. Yeah, because I want to be burned, so I wouldn't even think about prices of caskets.
Yeah, I would rent it because that doesn't make any sense. I mean, they've actually burned people in the casket, which absolutely makes no sense to me. But
No.
it has been done. Yes. Um, why would you spend
Well,
that much? I don't know.
and
And they
they're
are
not
not.
watertight seal. Oh,
All
well.
right. Now I'm gonna jump because she said that. I'm gonna jump to this screen right here, guys, because Sue mentioned it. So what's the difference between a concrete box or a lined sealed burial vault? Okay. The casket goes into the vault. I've shown you guys vaults before out there at the cemetery where they're empty, but I showed you what they look like. This is supposedly the difference. Okay. You could see it right there. The concrete box, it's just that it has no seal or liner. It has drainage holes in the bottom, does not provide a clean, dry casket space, only prevents the earth from collapsing, may break down over time, and has no warranty. The warranty, I think, is hilarious. But anyway, because you're not gonna dig them up and say, "Geez, is it still good?"
Ew.
I mean, come on, that's weird. But the other ones, supposedly, I don't believe in this because I have seen vaults with water in them. So I would never say that it is 100% where you're not going to get exposed to the outside elements. That's not
Yeah,
true.
because then you have to think about when the ground gets saturated, and especially like in hurricane prone areas.
Hmm.
It
Yeah.
has to get water in somehow. I don't know. Eventually it's gonna deteriorate.
So yeah, rent it. Rent it if you're doing that. Melanie says here it's the law you have to have a vault. Wow, okay. Wow. I
What
don't think
state do
it's
you live in,
yeah,
Melanie?
what state are you in? I don't know if I don't think New York is that way at all, according to what I've seen. They
It
have
must be near water, maybe?
it's probably in Florida. Or Louisiana, maybe. But yeah, so a lot of people do go for the vaults though. She made me jump right to that one. I'm gonna
Well, I
end this
mean,
pretty
they
quick
still
here.
do crypts, I see.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
I'll bring
Minnesota.
you have to have a vault also. Hmm. Okay, well we're gonna bring you to this screen. We're flying through this live, but here we go. Stand-up mausoleums on the left. They're very expensive, super expensive. Okay, if you're not like a doctor or have millions of dollars, I wouldn't even look at that. Okay, they're just way too expensive to build right now. The urn on the shelf, dust collector. You want to be a dust collector? Go for it. Uh,
Yay.
but Caroline, I still think you should be spread. But oh, that sounded very dirty.
uh,
I didn't mean it
segue.
that way. But
I
if
mean,
you
I want to be spread. Do I want all my ashes spread? Sometimes a part of me wants me, like maybe my daughter wants to keep some of my ashes.
for
She wants me
what?
to be a part of. I don't know. Comfort.
Well, you could put it in a necklace, and that's what a lot of people do. They put it in jewelry or a rock or something like that to have in
That'd be
permanent.
cool. I think that'd be really cool. I think you know what? I'm gonna have to go on that website and fill this shit out.
There you go. See? Get you thinking, this is
Yeah, no, it
important.
really does. There's nothing wrong with talking about it because I'd rather be, I don't want like, damn it, what happened if she really wanted a piece of me, but now I'm all spread in the ocean, being
Oh,
washed
exactly.
away. Yeah,
Exactly. Do it early. Same thing above ground. You could put them right there. On the above ground, you could do it inside. And I've been through these. You've seen them that where you could put ashes or you could put full size bodies. This other little niche kind of thing is all just cremations. You can see behind the glass. A lot of people do that. They'll put their pictures of loved ones. They'll put little
that's nice.
mementos with the urn, and then you can go visit the wall, and see the
That's
people.
really nice. They have
It
that
is.
here. I think it's in Beth Memorial Israel Cemetery. It's
Okay.
like it's largely Jewish, but you also have other people there as well. It's a really nice area. It's a really
Okay.
big cemetery too. Huge.
Hmm. And then obviously the traditional is on the right there. That's just outside. You can get a cookie cutter stone, just what you're seeing. I always call them that because they look all the same. I think they're boring as hell. I really do. I would
The
never pay
marble,
for
right?
that. Huh?
They don't really make stones, right? You have to like ask for that because I've seen mostly marble now,
The
or they have
marble.
like the glass.
No, you can pick whatever you want. You just have to find the place, and you can
A
even
right
order them
place.
online. Did you know that? You can order stones online?
Did not know that. I thought you had to go like to it. No, I didn't know. I thought
Yeah.
because we have one right off the highway. They do that. Like
Mm-hmm.
they custom make headstones to whatever you want.
Well, You really do. You can make a lot of decisions with when it comes to burials and like even the littlest things. Like my aunt, right? She just lost her husband. I told you, my uncle, and she had so many things. Like on the left picture here, he's in a wall like this, but he has an army thing. He has an angel. He has all these different metal things attached to it. So when you go, it looks like an Italian friggin', person that's buried right in that thing because it is decked out.
Oh,
So
wow.
seriously, you get so many choices when it comes to this. They sell stones on Etsy. I bet they
Oh,
do.
wow.
I bet they
Headstones
do.
can be very expensive. I bet. Like, the more detailed it is, the more it is.
So
Yeah, I can
Kim,
imagine.
now listen, this is why I say you can't sit there and have somebody cleaning graves that don't know what the hell they're doing, right? Because that is extremely expensive. And that would be a
Yeah,
huge expensive mistake if somebody went in and used metal on the stones, brushes that are abrasive. It puts scratches and granite and things like that. It's terrible. So an investment of thousands of dollars could be ruined by somebody that don't know
yeah.
what they're doing. This is why I get so passionate about that, and it upsets me when I see these people doing this, but there's not much I can do, about it. I can only protect my cemeteries, and that's all. So, and give you guys knowledge. That's what I'm trying to do. Give you knowledge of what to use, how to take care of this investment that your loved ones wanted for their final resting places. That's it. That's the best I can do for that. So, there's that.
And then
These are
where's the top right? What's that? Because it's outside.
the top right.
You see that? Or it's like a memoriam kind of type thing?
Yeah, that's for ashes. So they're doing I don't know how to call it. Columbarium.
Columbarium?
I want to say I'm saying it right. And it's a stand up kind of unit that's just like that, and the ashes go right inside. So that way you're not
That's nice.
underground. A lot of people don't want to be underground. So instead of being in a building, they're building all of those all over the place. I'm seeing a lot of them actually. And you can go in there. But I don't know how much it is. You're going to have to look at your local cemeteries. Everybody
Oh,
charges
okay.
different. There is not a
Yeah.
standard price. So you have to
And it
look.
depends on the cemetery too, right? Where you're going,
Well, yeah.
like plot wise. Like
Yeah.
if it's a Catholic cemetery or, versus just a regular cemetery, I'm assuming the prices would probably vary.
Yes. Okay, so Catholic cemeteries sometimes are more expensive than
Yeah.
than places like, obviously where I go a lot of times in country settings, they're not going to be that expensive at all. It all depends where you want to be. My dad's ashes are in one like the top right. Okay, see? Yeah, being
And I
underground
know
for
I've seen it because I've been to a funeral where they were cremated, but they had a plot. Like they also bought a plot on the land and they put the ashes there.
Oh, okay, that's nice. You could do that. But we were just talking about that with Italy and different places like that where you're just renting the space. So if you're getting, you get buried for, this, we talked about it before, for 10 to 20 years, and then they have to dig you up and put you somewhere. And
Oh,
usually it's in a mass grave kind of thing with other people.
oh well.
Yeah. So here though,
Oh
you buy
boy,
it, it's yours. That piece of property is yours. You know what I'm saying?
I'm
In the
haunting
cemetery.
somebody if they do that to me. By the way,
I think that would be horrible. I can't imagine that.
what? I'd be so mad as a spirit. I'm pushing that freaking caretaker in the hole. I'll be like, yeah,
Yeah, but here's the thing, they're running out of space, That's why people need
yeah,
to kind of go more towards cremation because where are we going to put all these dead people? They're
yeah.
just
And I know
running
some
out of
people. I
space.
know some people freeze themselves too. You heard about that too?
I've heard about freezing, but I don't know much about it.
Like instead of them freezing you and then they just freeze your body. Like you look like a little taxidermy. You're just like there.
And then where do you go?
Um, no, they just keep you.
Keep you where? In the freezer?
Yeah, basically.
And so how are you supposed to visit your loved one? You go to the freezer?
I guess so.
And what are they standing up, sitting down? I mean, what are they in when once they freeze them? In a
I
coffin?
think I guess in a coffin type thing. Walt Disney did it. I know that for a fact. He was frozen. I think it's your choice. You can keep it or you're not, but I mean, that's expensive to free somebody.
Oh yeah.
I'm
Sure.
assuming it has to be some coffin type thing to insulate it, because otherwise, you don't want little Jimmy, coming out oozing.
Well, yeah, that's weird. I don't know. Well, look at the cat that they did that with. They froze the cat. I told you they pulled pulled it out of the box. She was hugging it. I'm like, what are you supposed to do with the cat now? Stick it in the freezer?
Oh man,
The cat was frozen.
I'm not doing that to Lola, poor baby.
No, leave the people alone. Leave the animals alone.
I would get her cremated, and then I'll put some of her ashes in a necklace.
Yep, that's a good way to go. Or spread the ashes. Let them go.
My
You
little
know.
poo poo. Hmm.
For animals I saw, they're starting to freeze dry. It's crazy. Maybe that's what it was. Freeze dried the cat.
Jesus
I
Christ,
don't know. I just remember
man.
seeing the video and she took it out and she was hugging it. I'm going, oh my God, lady,
Uh-uh.
let her go. Let that cat
No,
go.
man. I mean, I saw something on TLC in like weird obsessions. Her poor lady. Her husband just died suddenly,
Hmm.
and she started eating the ashes.
Wait,
Like
what?
she would dip into the urn and lick, dip and lick, and it
Okay.
became like, yeah. I mean,
Why?
she because she couldn't accept that he's gone, so she just kept dipping. So it was kind of like a part of him is always gonna be with her.
No, the part of him is going to be in her shit when she shits it out the next day.
Yeah, well, she was getting sick from it because the embalming
Duh.
fluid and all that. I mean, I know, but I felt bad because she was, first of all, she was eating her husband, and
Rather my husband eat me,
um
but yeah.
but I
Wow.
mean, I hope she got help, saw a therapist for that.
I hope so.
Yeah, I know that is ill. You're like literally eating your husband.
No, I'm good. He would taste like coffee, my husband. Coffee and
Yeah.
steak. What you would. And you know what? He'd say with me, I taste like chocolate.
Oh wow, yeah. Bury you with some chocolate.
Hmm. You know, medicine, I think it is. Wouldn't it be considered cannibalism?
Yeah, I mean, in
Yeah.
a way, yeah, right? Because you're still,
Yeah.
even though they're dead already, you're still eating them.
I think so. Or does you have to eat the meat of the person? Because if she's doing
Ah,
that, well, I'm just saying, if she's doing that, she's doing the
well,
bones
I mean,
because
what's the
cannibals don't eat
difference? I
bones.
mean, if you ever seen Sweeney Todd, like where they freaking grinded them and they ate them.
Oh God, I never saw it. I never saw it. I was afraid
Uh,
to see it.
Technically, yeah. I mean, that's some. You're still eating
Okay,
somebody.
yeah. PSA, guys, please don't eat your animals. Don't eat your your spouses. Really, really, we gotta let things go. Okay, it's what it is in life. You know, everybody is born, everybody dies. It is a tough thing to do to let a loved one go. You will grieve, obviously. And you know what? Don't ever let anybody give you a time limit on your grief. Everybody grieves at a certain time. You know what I'm saying? Because I've heard people say, you should be done already. God, they've been dead for 6 months or they've been dead for a year. Don't ever tell anybody that.
No, it's
That's
forever.
and really, you will miss that person for the rest of your life. But I understand how they're like, oh no, you have to snap out of it and shit like that. That is the worst thing to say to people. There's always a grieving period, and you have your own.
Yeah,
So
it's the same. It's the same thing with pets. You never forget.
no, you don't. I couldn't talk
Ever.
for a couple of days with Vincenzo. I never felt that type of hurt ever. And
Yeah, it's so
I've had
gut
humans
wrenching.
pass, but pets are different. Something about
Yeah.
pets. Holy
Yeah,
shit.
man. Mm.
Don't just we're trying to be more comfortable with it. Don't start crying. Oh god.
Oh,
Now
I
cry
can't
if you
wait
need
to
to.
hug Jetty. I'll be
Yeah.
like, "Come here, Lola and Jetty." I'll be like, "Come here, don't fight." Come here.
And it'll happen. You're gonna see that and it's gonna happen. It's awesome. I purposely didn't you didn't watch Sweeney Todd me either. People have tried to do that with me. It's my mom. No, don't. Don't let them do that to you.
No, and
My
same thing with your job. Fuck your job. I'm sorry. I'm gonna go on a segue. Fuck your job, okay? I've heard so many horror stories when it comes to death of a loved one. One particular of a manager, her mom died, and they were like, "Can you still take your laptop to the funeral? We have a couple things that we need to like cross off for the deadline." I'm like, "Are you serious? Her mom just died. The fuck? You
Mm.
can't wait? Someone else can't take it on? Fuck your job, okay? You first, and your feelings first. First and
Jobs,
foremost."
but jobs, they don't care. You're just another number. They can
Yeah,
replace you easily. They don't have no feelings. They really don't.
no,
No.
no, yeah. And that's not that should be lost for that. Damn, causing emotional distress. There you go. I'm calling it.
Oh, Jesus.
No, because that's
I
so
agree.
cruel and disgusting.
Mhm. I
And get
agree.
over it. They died 3 days ago. You can come back to work. What? That's what I don't get. Bereavement, especially for a loved one, there's no time limit. Who said 3 days is good enough just to grieve somebody and then you have to get back to work? You know how hard that is?
No, because they put the time limits on everything. Everything. If you have a baby, you only have this many months or whatever. There's time limits all the time, and
It's
it's not.
disgusting.
It's not worth it. There's other jobs out there. It's not worth it. Yeah, I know. I know. Let me see. Did anybody have any questions? Let's see. I don't think I have any questions, right? I told the job that my grandma died. I'm going to Texas for a week. Don't like it. Tough shit. Exactly. Especially if you have to travel. Like, yeah, people have to travel. I have to go to Florida. I don't want to go to Florida. Trust me. But when my father-in-law dies, I gotta go. I have to go to that. And if I'm doing stuff with the cemeteries, they're gonna have to understand. I'm gonna be gone for a week or two. Deal with it.
Yeah.
You know,
Mm-hmm.
put somebody else in charge for a while. So, okay. Any other questions, guys, or anything you are confused about with what we talked about? I had a lot. I put a lot of stuff in there. But
Yeah.
a big one was that PDF. I really want you guys to go look at it. Even if you don't want to do it, just go look at it. Click it, check it out, see what you think. You
It
know?
makes you think about it. I mean, might as well talk about it now.
You want the candle, Caroline?
What?
The candle.
Oh, I was like, what candle? I
Did,
don't have the candle. Yeah, I
like,
like the candle. A little flicker.
should we put you bigger screen? Yeah, we'll keep it like
No,
that.
it's fine.
I like this. This looks good. All right. She
You're
likes
on
the
top
candle.
of me.
Oh. I am the alpha. What can I say?
I'd be like, yes, master.
Oh, hello. It just went in a weird direction from death planning. If you guys don't know, come on Instagram. I'll tell you what, we have the weirdest friggin' conversations. 2 hours we were on Instagram. Monty, me, and her. I can't believe the shit we talk about. It's just funny as hell. And we don't get a lot of people in there. 15, 20 people because they know we're just chit chatting, but oh my God. I was laughing my ass off. Uh, all right. Well, they're not talking. So, what else do you want to talk about, Carolina, when it comes to death? Anything else with this that we missed? I don't think so. We talked about everything. It was a quick live.
Um, when it comes to death, on the subject of death, I say be weary of people coming up to you reading scriptures about the rapture and all that stuff. People like that are the ones who are afraid of death. There's nothing wrong with death. I think it's you're at peace. I
Hmm.
mean, granted, if you had a traumatic death, it's not really that peaceful, but
Mm.
I mean, be okay with it. A lot of people just don't like talking about what's gonna happen. Like, man, why? The one number one thing is like, why are you being so negative? Like, you're really gonna die. You never know when you're gonna die. The fuck? You might as well be prepared now. That's why we were having this conversation. You just never know.
I mean, you could feel more comfortable with death. Like I always try to teach people. In the end, you're probably going to be a little anxious because you don't know what it's going to feel like to die and
Yeah,
what's on the other side. So you're going to have that anxiety, but it's not going to be as intense because we're talking about it, because we're pre planning, because you know what I mean? All this stuff really helps with that, I feel. But you're still gonna have a little anxiety, of course. Of course, you're dying. Who isn't gonna be a little anxious?
Just give me a little morphine, knock me out, my misery.
Yeah, right. I'd rather have that. Give me some propofol.
That's how I want to go out, man. I don't want to be. That's why I told my dad, because dementia runs on my dad's side. He's going through it right now, and
Oh, I'm sorry.
I don't want a family member to take care of me when, my mind is going. That's expensive, hospice and all that, to take care of someone until their last breath, because eventually they are gonna die.
Yeah.
No, take me out. Take me out.
You can't say that though because certain states will let you do that and others will not. Like New
When we
York
need to
won't
pass,
let you.
that law, then.
I completely agree with you, and I would definitely help somebody out of their misery for sure. But it's got to be legal, and you got to be in the right state for it. So look that up, guys, because people have moved. I told you, if they find out they have cancer and it's terminal, they're like, I'm moving so somebody can help me, cross basically. And yeah, they have. So
Washington is like that, right? Washington State.
I
They
think
do
so.
that.
Yep. I think you can help in that situation. Have you touched on no funerals and just celebrations of life? So that's what I was kind of saying to Sue is that you can do an Irish funeral where it's in the house. You could do it after the fact, a celebration of life where it's no casket. It all depends on what you want to do with that person. If you really want to have a big production and show her off and or him and it all depends on that.
I want
But
people to take shots for my death and play
yeah.
some music. And I don't want nobody wearing black, even though black's a nice color to wear. But no,
So one funeral director said that they were wearing what did he say? The Hawaiian shirts. Everybody had to wear that. Or
Oh, that's nice.
grandma's favorite color was purple, so everybody had to wear something purple. You know what I
Oh,
mean?
that's nice.
It's cute as hell, right? And this is
I
where
like
again
that.
the PDF comes in where you got to put it on the damn
No,
paper.
yeah, I'm gonna do that, man.
Yep.
Cause
Monty says if you
damn.
know ahead of time you're dying, make it easier on your loved ones. As far as property, have it changed over while you're in your right mind. Very good, Monty. Yeah. You have to make sure a lawyer is involved with that one, though. But you can sign
Yeah.
over your house and have it in your kids' names or something like that, so that way the government doesn't take it because the government's going to have their hands in it quick. So
You gotta
be
get it. You have to get an
prepared.
executor, right?
Yes. Yep.
Yeah.
And a lawyer, and exactly. I don't know what it is. You can give it to what is it for $1? You give it to your daughter, let's say, your house or your car, whatever, and you say it's a gift. I don't know. You got to look into that. That's lawyer stuff. Look into all that.
Hospice basically starved my mom to death. It was horrible. Yeah. Mm,
Uh, I also
mm,
buried my son. Oh, Amber, I'm so sorry. That's a lot. It's a lot to deal with. I believe
yeah.
so. Washington State. Callie, let us know for sure. Hospice basically starved my mom? Wait, what? Okay, wait. We have to talk about this. You say that, Madison. Here we go with the. This is kind of controversial when it comes to hospice because I've watched like Hospice Nurse Julie and all that. You've seen them on YouTube and stuff. The family members think that they're starving the people or dehydrating the people, but the body doesn't need food anymore and it doesn't need water. Okay, it knows and it just knows how to die basically. If you do that, you can actually hurt the person and make them suffer more if you give them food or water. So I don't know what your mom passed of. I really don't. But I would look into that first before saying hospice did it, you know? Look into that first, okay? Because I have heard about this stuff. I'm in Washington State and haven't heard. Okay, my aunt's funeral was red, her favorite color. See, cool. I like that.
Oh my
Um,
goodness.
at my cousin's funeral, he was an avid hunter. His wife asked everyone to wear camo or hunter's colors. I love it. I love
I
it.
like that.
Yeah. My son has special needs, so we had to pre-plan it all so he's taken care of it. Exactly. Even with your pets, you got to decide what you want to do if you want to have him cremated or what. Because if Nicholas died, right, the other night, he was gonna die. He's not gonna die, but he was gonna die. And I told my husband, I'm like, okay, we're not gonna cremate this one because Vincenzo we cremated. Guys, it's
Hmm.
expensive to cremate a dog. It's like $200. Unless you want to do a full what is it? If he's cremated with other animals, it's cheaper, but you're getting other
Mm-mm.
animals' ashes in the bag. Okay. So my husband's like, no, I just want Vincenzo. And I'm like, oh God. So
Oh no, I
he
mean
got
that
just
makes sense
Vincenzo.
though.
Yeah, but guess what? Now he's all over the backyard because we scattered him. We scattered his ashes. So I mean, we paid that much money for what? To scatter his ashes everywhere. You know, it's kind of like throw it out the window. But um, the other one, Nicholas, we were deciding to bury instead. And I'm like, look, you know, we talked about it the other day. I said, remember, I don't want to see him. I don't want to see him dead. Okay. So it was at night, and I said, look, you got him. If he dies in the middle of the night, I don't want to see him. So I said my goodbyes to him, like I always do after the 20th friggin' stroke he had. He did because he doesn't die, this dog. So I'm like, I love you. You can go if you need to, honey, and all that. And I've said it at least 20 times. But I said all that, and I said, okay, I don't want to see him in the morning, you know, if he's dead. And my husband understands, and he said, okay, I'll take him out and I'll bury him, and that's our arrangement. We
You
have a
you still have to ask.
pre-plan.
You still have to ask for permission, right, to bury?
For what? Your animal?
Well, yeah, because you have to dig.
It's my property. I don't have to have anybody's permission. That's where we would bury him, is on our property. If you're talking about burying him in somewhere else, yeah, you would have to ask permission to bury him somewhere.
I
It's
wonder
my
how much an
property.
urn costs for an animal.
Okay. My suggestion is don't get an urn. They give you a beautiful box because you're spending $200 on this or whatever. I kept Vincenzo in that box, and it was a very pretty box. And then I put him in a cheap. You remember I had it on the live. It was like a
Hmm.
cheapy thing where I put his ashes in it, and it was only like $12. You could get it on Amazon. I'll put it in my shop. I'm gonna put it in my shop. You'll see. I'll put it in. I'll put it for cats and dogs. All right, I'm talking too much. Go ahead, Carolina. Your turn.
Oh no, I'm just reading the comments. My grandpa was in hospice. The family just kept his mouth wet with water, and he couldn't eat anything.
And
Yeah.
that's exactly the way it's supposed to be, Beauty, for most people. Yep.
Both my cats were cremated, and I have their ashes personal custom urns. I have Oreo's body in the living room overnight. Oh.
Dottie says they gave her an ugly urn for her
Oh.
animals. Aw, that sucks. I
My
like
mom
the little
had
box they
multiple.
gave me.
My mom had multiple problems, mainly pain, then liver disease. She said she wanted to be let go. However, was on morphine. However, she would try to bite us.
You have to get permission from the city? Melly, screw them. You know how much taxes I pay on my house? There ain't no way in hell I'm gonna say, because then
'Cause
they're
I
gonna sit
think,
there and say,
yeah.
you gotta pay a fee, you know, and you need a
I
permit.
mean,
Get the
I
F out
mean,
of here.
I think you have to do the 811 thing. Call before you dig. Because if you hit something, that's on you.
Yeah, I'm putting them way down in the ground. It's a freaking dog. It's a little dog. You don't put him 6 feet under. I think you stick him like 3 feet. That would be
You're
insane.
gonna you're gonna
I know my town. They would
put it
charge me.
put a in the shoebox or
No, I'm gonna stick him in a shoebox. That's like a hamster or something. I don't think you're supposed to do that. I don't know what we're putting. I have my husband decide. It's up to him. Nicholas was supposed to be his dog. It ended up being my dog, kind of. Now it's back to his dog again, so I'm letting him decide.
Mhm.
$300 for Nasty's urn? Yikes!
Oh.
That's a little pricey. That's a little pricey. Max's urn, he wasn't in it. What? When we picked up Max's urn, he wasn't in it. They had to hunt him down. He was in the closet. Oh, at the crematorium. Oh, see what I'm saying? It's like, oh, you don't even know if you're getting him back or not. When I took that bag out of that box in Vincenzo, I'm like, is this really him? Or is this, ashes from somebody's cigarettes? I had no idea. It was
What do
kind of
they do to
sad.
certain animals? This really sucks when they euthanize them too. Find a reputable shelter.
I would see. I wasn't there. She was actually there for Jets, right?
Yeah.
We better not
Because
talk about it. You're gonna cry.
no, I'm not gonna
Are you?
cry.
You want to talk about it?
Yeah, well, some places because they don't have the funding, they'll do this thing where it's like a kill shelter. Instead of giving them the shot, they put them like in this chamber type thing. It's like a gas chamber.
Hmm.
They put all the dogs and cats. They close it and then they turn the gas on. I
Oh
don't
my
like that
God.
because yeah, and then you hear the screaming and yelping like they're trying to get out. No. So
Oh my
be
God.
yeah, and yeah, be mindful.
No.
Yeah, it's really messed up. Like if you have to, because I know some people, yeah, circumstances happen where you are moving to a place where you can't properly get rid of your animals, so you have to give them back to a shelter. Just be wary of that, because some places do the gas chamber because they can't afford the shot. The shot's a lot for the euthanasia. So
But that's how we had to do Vincenzo's, and that was just peaceful. I mean, he was already out of it so bad that literally that's all he did was go to sleep. He just went right to sleep. But I don't know
yeah,
if you do that, they don't cry or nothing, right? Because like I said, he was
no.
completely out of it, so I don't know.
So when Jesus, when they did jetties, they had to give him
Like a tranquilizer.
they gave him, yeah, they gave him a trank, so he knocked out, and then they gave him the euthanasia.
Oh, geez. Well, at least that's good. That
Yeah.
he wasn't aware at all.
Mm-mm.
Kill shelters. I can't imagine these people doing that job. I mean, I know that nurses, doctors, and people like that have to shut their feelings down or something, but
I
I
can't.
don't see how that doesn't affect people, especially animals, I don't know, on a different level. You couldn't pay me enough. There's no way I could do that.
I'd be like, they'd be like, you're fired. Yeah, why you fucking cry?
I'd be crying every second. I just
I'd
couldn't.
be like, this job's not for me.
Dude, I would be the same way. Exactly the same way. It's not it. Nope, nope. Different career path for sure.
Oh,
Oh, it's sad. It's sad to talk about. It really is. But these are the options, and we have to know, you know, the best options, I guess. Um, Thankful mom is a vet tech. Oh, but the things they deal with is awful. Yeah, I bet. They must have awful dreams too.
hmm.
Caroline, I don't know what time you want to go on till. It is 8:02.
Maybe 8:15.
Okay, 8:15. 15 more minutes, guys. So it's an
Oh,
open chat. Keep going if you have questions or bring up anything else, experiences you guys have had. It helps other people in the chat. Um, that's all I can say. I don't know. I don't really have many stories of death because I've been lucky. I have to say, my parents are still alive. My first real funeral was my grandmother's, and that was actually the one that she was a psychic. So that was interesting. And when I saw her in that coffin, I'm like, she's gonna breathe. She looks like she's gonna breathe. You know what I mean?
it looks like it, right?
Yeah.
It
I
just,
was
I'm like,
literally watching her chest. I'm like, is it moving? You know what I'm saying? It's like,
yeah,
it's freaky.
that or when people, I can't do it till this day. Some people can. Like, when they kiss their loved ones during the wake,
No, 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 I
cannot
can't.
do it. I
Mm-mm.
cannot. I'll probably like, this is so bad. I'll probably like pet you because I'm freaked
Please don't
out.
pet
So
me.
like,
Please don't do that.
um, I pet them like,
No, no.
have a good crossing, but I'm not kissing you.
And you know what's funny? They're probably freaking laughing their ass off at you. They're in that room. They're looking at you saying, Carolina, you're such an idiot. They got to be laughing, I'm telling you.
I
But
just
no,
can't do
that
the
can't touch
kissing
me.
thing. I can't, or like hug them. I can't do that. It's just something about it. I don't know. Do
Yeah.
you know about life insurance?
I don't know. I mean, no. You need a beneficiary, and you should have two because that one could die, and then you have another one. But I don't know a lot about it.
I
Some
don't
of
have
them are
life insurance.
scams. Yeah, a lot of them are scams, and it's better you just save the money and put it in the bank or something over
Yeah,
time.
because yeah, especially like when you get like life insurance through a job, if you quit that job or you get fired, you lose it. So all that money you pay towards it, you lose it.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know
So
much
it's
about
like
it.
it depends on what you want from it. Because I know like if you have a life insurance policy, the spouse can get paid or the kids get paid. Um And they also sometimes it covers your funeral costs, but that's about it. That's if you can hold on to it and it's private.
Melanie said I touched my mom's arm and she went, So what does that mean? I mean, because we know that they're very cold usually and very stiff. So I just, no.
That's why I was like,
I can barely, like, okay. I had not my uncle, my cousin, I think it was a cousin, his wife, she had a lot of medical issues. So I think that the mortician screwed up because if you do
mm-hmm,
something wrong, their face can blow up like a balloon. And her
mm-hmm.
face did not look normal. It looked really bloated and flat. Okay. They did a terrible job on her. She looked horrible. And I'm just like, oh my, I couldn't even look at her. Like I glanced, I'm like, oh my God. And then I was like, okay. And I put my eyes down and just did a prayer for her and walked away. So I can't even imagine, certain people kissing her on the face. Um, and know that their mouth is sewn together, their eyes, sometimes they have eye cups that they put in. And so they sew everything together to try to keep it from opening up. What if that stitch came undone when you're trying to kiss your loved one or something? No, I don't know. I'm not good with dead bodies. I'm good with spirits, but not with
And
dead bodies.
back in the day, I mean, they probably don't even. That's probably never happen. You know, rigor mortis when it sets in. Can you imagine if they popped up? Whew.
Yeah. Johnny's back.
No, man. Can you imagine you go to kiss them and then they go like, ha! And you're like,
It's happened. It's happened.
where they don't embalm them correctly,
I,
or
I think it's right after they die. That's when the jerking happens. Obviously, but the embalming thing is that they can mess up their looks, the way they look, and
yeah.
stuff. But when they die, yeah, it happens. And you shit yourself, and you'll piss yourself. I mean, that's just the body's way,
Yeah,
So
no, that I know. Yeah,
yeah, so you have to
you
be
will
prepared
lose
for
all your
that.
fluids before you die. Yeah.
Um, Wait, I gotta go back up. I didn't see some of these comments. My mom died in January with no plans in place, no insurance. Hold on. I'm trying to read Sean's comment. No insurance or will. I was grateful my school district gave 10 days Oh, well, at least you got 10 days. That's good, actually. Because mostly only they give them like 3 to 4 days, right? Most
Yeah.
jobs.
Mm-hmm.
So at least that's good, but that sucks. I'm sorry. In Mexico, when my grandma died last year, they had to unbury my grandpa so they could add my grandma's body. So we saw his bones, well, I can't say that word, up in a cloth. Yikes. Okay. That's kind of traumatic for people sometimes. I want to make sure my daughters are taken care of. Yes, you have to do that. It was a reaction saying goodbye. Yes, cold and hard. Oh my God. I'm in trouble for saying certain things. I would see some people do regret touching their loved ones because that is the last feeling you're going to get off of that person. I'm so different. If my mom passed away, I want to make sure that I hug her before she passes away. You know what I mean? I don't want that to be the last touch, is a cold, stiff thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just the way I am. Everybody's different. I've seen people kiss their spouses on the mouth. I'm like, dude, don't pop those stitches. You're gonna pop the stitches out. It looks like they were making out with them. I'm like, get off of that person. They're dead. Ugh. Um,
I'm
I
not
remember.
tonguing you down when I die.
No, 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 no. I remember my mom looked more at peace than she had in years. That happens. If you get a really good mortician, should do a damn good job on them. And makeup artists do wonders. They sometimes use fillers. Yes, they do. They use fillers. They use even spray paint for the hair a lot of times. Believe it or not. I know because my hairdresser does dead bodies hairs.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, yeah. He was telling me the different tricks, and I'm like, oh God, but you have to do what you have to do.
Interesting.
When my dad passed away, the hospital I worked at called the day after wanting to know when I was going to be back. See, that's messed up. I would have told him to F off, Debbie. Right away. It's bullshit. Don't let them push you back to work anytime when you're not ready, because that could really mess you up mentally.
Yeah. Especially when you deal with people.
She had a cancer. That's a cancer, right?
Glib.
Glioblastoma. I'm
Yeah.
thinking that was 10 minutes. 10 minutes after she passed. Wow.
Wow. That's so fucked up.
No, wait. Della's saying, wait, that's Della. She said, I remember my mom looking more peaceful. And then she said that was at 10 minutes after she passed. Okay. That's different.
I didn't see that comment. Is my thing
Yeah.
delayed? Oh, now I see it. What the hell?
Most people, they look happy as hell when they die because they're,
I
that's
know
it.
I'll
They're,
do.
yeah, they're out of pain. They're out of this hellhole that they're, of earth. And that's all they feel is peace. And their soul immediately leaves the body. So it's a meat suit, guys. It's all it is.
Need to. Oh, jeez. Uh, I told him I'll be back, but already. Yeah.
You put a lot of
I wouldn't
emphasis
even
on
answer
it.
the phone. I would have told him to go fuck himself. Go suck on something.
Oh dear. 4 minutes. Don't get me banned on here. 4 minutes.
I didn't say the word. Go suck on something, you know.
No. I was like, if we didn't get in trouble for the BDSM video, I think we're good.
Yeah. Or the 4 dicks in the butt.
No, we already did that. Don't push our luck. Jesus. My mom had a slight smile after she passed. Yeah, because you know why? She probably saw her loved ones. They were calling her over.
Aww.
They'll reach up at the sky. My grandmother did that. Reached up at the sky. I'm like, yeah, because my uncles were calling her home. That's exactly what was happening. Why you laughing? Don't do anything bad. She's evil. She's so evil. Okay.
Why? You
I
gotta
don't
like
know.
have boundaries at work. A lot of jobs don't care. They really don't. You could be dying and then be like, "Can you still make it in like for 15 minutes?" No, man. What the hell?
My job told me to take the time you need. Good. That's a
Aw,
good
that's
job.
good.
Yes, you want caring people, compassionate people.
That's happened to me before when I was a manager. I had associates come up to me bawling. I just found out that my grandpa died. I was like, all right, let's get your time excused and you can go home because you're not in the right space to be working.
No, of course not.
I'll accept time right now if you have it. Fuck it. Or I'll take them to HR. Like, can you excuse their time? Their parents just died or whatever. Because that's traumatic. Who the hell wants to stay at work?
Not me. I will shut down immediately. I said
Me
that to you guys.
too.
I'm like, at least a day, one full day, I will shut down.
Yeah, because you got to process it.
Especially if it's traumatic, if it's not supposed to happen, and all of a sudden, boom, they're gone. That's
Mm-hmm.
tough. That's the toughest one to go through. And if it's your child or if it's your pet, those are the most traumatic things to go
Yeah,
through.
because like especially if it's a loved one and you don't live in the same state or country, it's
Mm.
like the first thing that goes to your mind, like, how am I going to see them? I probably won't be able to get to see them, like, will my job let me? Yeah, that's a lot.
Mm-hmm. I know my mom heard me that day, even though she was very hard of hearing. The last thing to go is the hearing. Um, so they do hear you. They will hear you all the way up until the end. That's a big thing. Don't think that they are not listening. So you're talking to your family members in the room. You got to include them because they're still there. Okay, as long as that hearing is still there, they're listening. Just remember that. Oh, thank you, Sue. 8:14. Where's my clock? Oh, it's over there. Dog show when I found out my grandma or grandpa passed. Just I was crying over the place I got. Someone had to go.
No.
Oh, Callie, that's sad, but you're funny because the judge thought she was crying over the place that the dog got. That's funny. It's funny, but it's not funny. Oh my god, when my great grandmother died, the funeral parlor was under construction and her head would bob when people went to the casket. Joanne. Ah. Carolina, stop! Don't make me laugh. Her face is making me laugh.
I don't know how I would feel about that.
I can't stop. No, it's your face that's making me laugh. That's sad. Did people laugh though? Wait, Joanne, was it a little bit more comfortable for people or was it upsetting? I'm just curious. I think that might be an icebreaker in a sense. My grandma
Well,
was
we're gonna
deaf.
be going live tomorrow on Discord.
Oh, we are. Okay. You didn't tell me for sure.
No, yeah, that's fine. I won't have camera. I'll just be laying.
Like what? Do you want to go a little later? 8 o'clock, you said?
Yeah, that's
Tomorrow?
fine.
8, possibly? Okay, guys, we're gonna go. Caroline is, not feeling great, and we want to make sure she has to go to work tonight. So give her some time to decompress here. But we were gonna try to do a Discord. We're gonna say maybe, just in case, because you might get sicker tomorrow. Hopefully you won't, but you never know. We're hoping for a Discord live, which means you guys can come in and you can turn your cameras on if you want, or you could just talk. It's up to you. We just unmute yourself and you just talk to us, and we'll hang out. So it's just a chat, an overall chat. See how everybody's doing. What do we got going on? We got the Amazon storefront. Don't forget, guys, normal everyday items. I do not set the prices. It's normal Amazon stuff. So if you want to find anything, go look at the list. I have a ton of stuff in there now. A lot of animal stuff in there. I'm gonna put the urns and shit like that in there after the live. So I got a lot going on there, and lots of
Thank you.
videos. Watch the replays of these lives. It helps the watch time. Okay, and thumbs up after live. That's about it. That's how it helps us, guys. We're not asking you for money. We're just asking you to help out in those ways, and it's super helpful. Hope you guys like this live. If you have any questions after live, let us know. We will answer questions. Okay, we good?
All right, thank you guys.
All right. We'll see you tomorrow. Have a great night, everyone.